And when people share with you the issues that matter most to them, do they mention housing?
Yeah, people definitely mention housing. And even when they don't mention housing, I think housing is at the core.
Welcome to Building Connection, a podcast from Habitat for Humanity of Greater Memphis. I'm Dwayne Spencer, President and CEO. I've been with the organization for 24 years, and every day, my team and I are focused on making housing affordable and safe and a reality for more people in our community. Through affordable mortgages, home construction, and home repairs for older adults. In my daily work, I often think about the connection between housing and so many other things. The reality is housing, your home, is connected to everything. Sometimes it's just a little conversation to uncover it. With each episode, our guest and I will discuss the powerful impact of a home. We'll explore a variety of topics: housing, health, wealth, education, safety, but we'll always bring it back to home. It all starts with the home. The desire for a home, a place of security, rest, and renewal connects us all. So let's connect. Today, I'm joined by the Honorable Paul Young, Mayor of the City of Memphis. As Memphis Habitat began planning this podcast, we knew we wanted our first guest to be a Memphian and someone who believes in the importance of affordable housing. So we thought, let's start with the mayor, who just happens to have a background in housing and community development himself. So today, we're going to talk to him about that and much more. So Paul Young was sworn in as mayor of Memphis on January 1st, 2024, with a commitment to creating a stronger, safer, and thriving community for all Memphians. He is a Memphian, father of two, husband to Dr. Jamila Smith Young, and son of Pastor Diane Young and the late Bishop William Young. Young earned a Bachelor of Science degree in electrical engineering from the University of Tennessee. That blows my mind. Followed by a Master of Science in urban and regional planning and an MBA from the University of Memphis. Young has spent the last decade improving the quality of life in Memphis by advancing housing security and fostering healthy neighborhoods where families can thrive. As the Director of Housing and Community Development for the city, Young applied a holistic approach to unifying the city through public and private partnerships and targeted investments in our future. He believes moving the city forward requires strategic investments in public safety, infrastructure, and the potential of our greatest asset, our people. Mayor Young, thank you for joining us for our first guest on Building Connection.
To be with you, man. It's always an honor to see you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we're just going to jump right in with the questions, if you don't mind. All right, let's do it. So you're a lifelong Memphian, a multi-generational Memphian, as a matter of fact.
That's right.
So why did you choose to stay?
For me, I just love Memphis. I love the city. So when I graduated from college at the University of Tennessee, there wasn't even a second thought of where I was going after I graduated. It was just a question around what job I would try to get. And when I came back, I really just had, a not tumultuous. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And then as I was here, I was working in retail, substitute teaching, and I went and got a real estate license during that time period. But I had this spiritual moment that I've talked about very often where my mom was preaching this sermon about the purpose-driven life. And she said that God's purpose for your life will never be about you. It will always be about someone else. And so it was like something clicked for me. And I decided that I wanted to go back to school to focus on rebuilding neighborhoods because I looked at my neighborhood in Oak Haven and I saw how it had declined from just the time that I have been alive. And I wanted to do something about it. And I made up my mind that I wanted to help rebuild neighborhoods in the city that I love.
We're happy you stayed.
Yeah, I am too. Very much so.
So you have a housing background, and I don't know if that's common for a mayor across the country, but we love that you have that sort of history. But it is something that you're passionate about. And in fact, my team told me that you said at a recent event that your dream was to be head of HCD,
Yeah.
Housing and Community Development, which you became in 2016.
Right.
So why housing?
Because housing is the foundation. It stabilizes a person's life. It stabilizes neighborhoods, and I saw it from the time that I had that spiritual experience that I talked about when I was looking at my neighborhood and I was seeing the transitions. A lot of that happened with the quality of housing in the area, and people were leaving that housing and going to other parts of the city, and it was decaying. And so I think that housing is so important for the foundation of a family and for a community to be able to rise and overcome challenges. Housing has to be the foundation. And so it was something that I was passionate about. I had made it up in my mind that my dream job was to have Robert Lipscomb's job. And we all know Robert, if you've been around here for a while, because he was doing so much in that space around transforming public housing and the way it looked and operated. And I saw that as a goal, and God saw fit for that to happen for me in 2016. And I never imagined being mayor, but as I got into the role and I saw what it took, I felt like I could take that next step, and God saw fit for that to happen as well.
That's wonderful. I love it. So, Mayor, we call this podcast Building Connection because we want to highlight the connection between housing and other issues. And when people share with you the issues that matter most to them, do they mention housing?
Yeah, people definitely mention housing, and even when they don't mention housing, I think housing is at the core. You may be talking about education, but one of the challenges that we have in education is that when people are living in poor quality housing, they're much more transient, and so they're moving from one neighborhood to the next, and that young person doesn't get a chance to really get stabilized at any one school and have the same friends and have the same learning community around them. And so when they suffer in school, some of it can go right back to the home. Or you have people that are struggling with asthma, and the asthma is coming from the poor indoor air quality because the house is in a severe state of disrepair. And if you are able to change out HVAC systems, replace carpet, and remove mold, those things will improve the health of people in our community. So when I talk to people, I hear them talk about a myriad of challenges, housing being one of them. But even when they're talking about some of the other things, housing is at the core of it.
So how does decent, affordable housing have a greater impact on the broader community?
I think decent, affordable housing allows people to, one, stay in place, to live and stay and occupy in a community without being transient, as I spoke about earlier. When you have stable housing, you're able to ensure that instead of going out and doing negative things to try and get a dollar and trying to make it to you have a stable place to stay. You can be in your home and not out on the streets. Those things matter to communities.
Want to find great deals, declutter your home, and make a difference in Memphis? Shop or donate at your local Habitat for Humanity Restore. Both Memphis Restores offer great deals on furniture, appliances, building materials, and more. Every purchase or donation helps Habitat partner with local home buyers to build and repair safe, affordable homes. Together, we build homes, communities, and hope. Visit memphisrestore.com or follow us on social media to find your closest Habitat Restore today.
All right, we're going to move right into the next segment.
Okay.
So now, Mayor Young, I want to talk about blight. This is a big issue for our city.
It's a big priority for us.
Yes, and recently the city demolished a blighted apartment complex, which just happens to be steps away from 38 Habitat for Humanity home buyers.
And thank you all for that, too.
Yeah.
That's an amazing project.
Yes. And so we and they are thrilled with what's happening right now, that the buildings are coming down. So tell me why blight is of such a concern for the city and for your administration in particular.
Well, Memphis has a a very, very large geography. And I always like to bring the geographic context into play when we talk about our challenges. And because of that large geographic footprint that we have, and the fact that our total population hadn't grown significantly over the last 30 years, then it means that people are moving from one part of the city to another part of the city. And traditionally, it's the older areas of the city that people had moved from. Now, we're starting to see that trend reverse, and people are moving back to cities, not just in Memphis, but across the country. So that's a national trend. But as we make way for more people to move back into the core of the city, we have to get rid of some of the dilapidated structures that exist. Yeah. One of them being Somerset. It's a property that I have very fond memories of growing up because I grew up literally a couple of blocks away. And
did you swim in the pool?
I did. I would go over there, and I couldn't swim, but I would get in the pool. But many of us from the neighborhood would go over there. It was Lake Point at the time when I was growing up. And over the past 15 years, it's been in a severe state of disrepair. There have been fires. There's been vacancy, abandonment, blight. All of those things existed on that property. And I thought that it was really, really important that we take some aggressive steps. I want to shout out our Chief Legal Officer, Tanera Gibson, and Attorney Carlissa Shaw, who worked with her. They took some very, very aggressive steps to make sure that the property came into our control. And thankfully, the owner of the property actually transferred it to us. And it's allowing us to be able to make a significant difference in the Oak Haven community. And while I grew up there, my church is still there as well. So I'm in that community very, very often. And I know that the community is excited to see it come down, but it's not enough just to tear it down. We want to make sure that something else comes in its place. We want to see reinvestment in the community. We want to see more opportunities for people to make memories of a lifetime by having more housing there. And so in the next week or two, we are looking at issuing an RFQ, a solicitation for developers to look at building housing on that site.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you're calling this the era of yes for Memphis. I love it. And so that sounds like you're encouraging Memphians to embrace who they are, right? And giving our city permission to say yes to more things. As someone who works in housing, I think YIMBY, yes, in my backyard.
Yes, in my
It's something we like to hear.
Right.
I know you want more people moving back into the city proper. So, but tell me what the era of yes looks like in terms of housing.
Yeah, well, for me and for our city, I think this era, yes, it means yes to more investment because we deserve more. Yes to more beauty. Yes to more opportunity. All of those things are going to help to transform our community. And yes to more development. We know that we have, again, a very large footprint, and that's not bad in itself. We just need to occupy that footprint with more people and more density. And so we want to see more growth, more opportunity for our community, and I think this era of yes is going to usher that in.
Beautiful. So you achieved your dream of becoming the head of HCD, and then you dreamed bigger. You're the mayor of the city.
Yes, indeed.
And so when you look back after your term in office, what would you like a bigger dream realized to look like? What would success look like?
Success to me, it will be more housing units in our community, more affordable housing units in our community, increased incomes in our community. So it's not enough to just build affordable housing. We also should be thinking about the other side of the equation. How do we grow incomes?
Create stability.
I'd like to see more beauty in our community, more attractive, quality spaces. We want people to have pride in where they live. And I know that we can do. I would like to see more vibrancy.
Yes.
I would like to see us leaning into the things that make Memphis special, the culture, the arts. All of those things have a deep presence in our community and always have. And I want us to lean into those things to usher us into this next era and this next wave. I often say this, but I really believe it to my core. Every few years there's a new city in the South that rises to prominence. We've seen it with Charlotte, with Atlanta, with Nashville, with Austin. And the question now is what city's going to be next? I firmly believe that city is going to be Memphis. And there's absolutely no reason that it can't be. We just have to continue to believe in ourselves and continue to make the right choices with regards to development of our spaces and ensuring that we have quality housing spaces for our people.
I love that outlook. I really do. Thank you.
I believe it.
I believe it. I believe it because you believe it. So here we go. We want to close every episode of Building Connection with the segment that we're calling Bring It Back to Home.
Okay.
So each guest is being asked the same questions that I'm about to ask you, and you can just answer it however you want, personally, professionally, or jointly, a combination of them, okay? So you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, Mayor. So what does home mean to you, or what do you think about when you hear the word home?
I think home means peace. It's a place of refuge. It's a place where your family is able to build those memories that are going to last for a lifetime. It's a place where you can relax, where you can, I said it before, but just making those memories that you're going to remember for the rest of your lives, whether it's a Thanksgiving dinner or just a normal Tuesday night popping popcorn and hanging out with the kids. Like those things matter for families. And I want to make sure that every family has that opportunity, because we know that there are far too many that don't get that opportunity.
That's right.
To have a place that they can call their home.
Beautiful. So if there were no limitations like funding, how would you solve the housing crisis? Or what would solving the housing crisis look like?
It would look like taking spaces in neighborhoods where land is underutilized or vacant, and having a lot of nonprofits and developers that are willing to build housing on those spaces. It's going to take preservation of properties that already exist, whether they are retrofitted office buildings or school buildings, and using those to provide beautiful, non-traditional housing spaces.
Yeah, that'd be innovative.
Yeah, very, very much so. It's going to take us creating tools that those developers and nonprofits that I just talked about, having tools that they can access that would allow them to be able to finance those properties, and those tools being built not just with government intervention, but with the private sector playing a significant role. And I think that those things are very, very achievable, and that is a part of what this administration is working to do.
Wonderful. So this podcast is called Building Connection. What is one connection point, your one takeaway, or one thing you'd want the audience to take away from our conversation today?
I would say it's all connected. It's all connected, whether we're talking.
So we chose the right title for the segment.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. But it is. It's all connected. Housing connects to anything that you want to see happen for your community. It's going to be rooted in the people of that community having a safe, quality space to live, whether that's education, public safety, health. All of those things are connected to a foundation of having families, individuals having safe, quality housing.
All right. Last question.
All right.
This wasn't too hard, was it?
Not too hard.
Not too hard. Okay, so this might be harder because I want you to just give me one word, okay?
Okay.
Blank starts with the home.
One word.
One word.
Memphis starts with the home. Pride starts with a home.
Yeah.
Dignity starts with a home. I was only supposed to do one.
We're loving it.
Oh, okay. I was giving you a few. But I think all of those things start with home.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you. Sir, is there anything else you'd like to share as we close out our first ever podcast?
Well, you got to ask me a lot of questions, and I'm not going to put you on the spot. But I do want to just say that the work that Habitat is doing is life-changing for so many residents in our community, and I want to say thank you. I had an opportunity to participate in the home ownership. They were giving away the keys last year.
Yeah, the dedication.
Right.
And homeowner celebration.
It was incredible just to see those families be able to receive the keys to the place. I think a couple of them actually had already been in there. But, it was signifying them being able to have that place that they can call their own. And even though some of them had been in for a week or two, they were still very emotional about the opportunity that they had received as a result of the work that you guys are doing. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a partner to the city. Thank you for being a partner to me and the work that I've done since I was at Housing and Community Development. You all have always been there, and we got a lot more work to do, and I look forward to doing it with you all.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your partnership as well.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thanks again to Mayor Paul Young for joining us. Next time, we'll be joined by Adrian Harris, principal and owner of Harco Coaching and Consulting. With nearly 25 years of experience in urban planning and community development, Adrian brings a strategic and relational approach to advancing housing opportunities and sustainable growth. She is known for building impactful partnerships, coaching, and supporting leaders in housing, and aligning policy with community vision. She currently serves as an advisor with Think Tennessee, the Tennessee Department of Health, and other mission-driven organizations across the country. We'll expand our conversation beyond Memphis to talk about housing challenges and opportunities across Tennessee and nationally. We'll also start to explore the intersection between health and housing. I hope you'll join us. See you then. Thank you for listening to Building Connection, a podcast from Habitat for Humanity of Greater Memphis. Our executive producer is Jessica Horde, VP of Brand Strategy. This podcast is produced by Forever Ready Productions, a mission-driven production company headquartered right here in Memphis. They tell stories that inspire action, believing that together we can build collective purpose and impact. Since 1983, Habitat for Humanity of Greater Memphis has worked to help more people in Memphis access decent, affordable housing through new homes, affordable mortgages, and home repairs. Every safe, affordable home sparks wider change, leading to better health, education, and well-being, more economic growth, and less poverty. Healthy communities, intergenerational wealth, peace of mind, and the ability to focus on what matters most, it all starts with a home. To learn more about Habitat for Humanity or sign up for our newsletter, go to memphishabitat.com. Together, we can build homes, communities, and hope.